G'day mates, welcome to the extended edition of the Fair Dinkum News. I'm your host, Mick Crocodile Dundee, and Stone the Flaming Crows. Have we got a bonza show for you today? Grab a coldie, put another shrimp on the barbie, and settle in for the next 45 minutes of true blue Aussie news. Druth. There's been a right kerfuffle in Parliament House today. The Prime Minister challenged the opposition leader to a game of knifey spoony to settle their debate on the budget. You'll never guess who won. It was the janitor who walked in to empty the bins. Now that's what I call a fair go. But wait, there's more. The Senate has now demanded a rematch, insisting on a thong throw-off to decide the final budget allocations. Last seen, the Treasurer was practicing his flip-flop flinging technique in the parliamentary gardens. In a surprise move, the Great Barrier Reef has decided to take a gap year. "I'm feeling a bit stressed," said the reef. "Thought I'd go backpacking through Europe, maybe find myself." Marine biologists are scratching their heads, while travel agents are flooded with bookings from fish looking for a sea change. Update. The reef was last spotted taking selfies at the Eiffel Tower and has started a travel blog called Coral Me Impressed. Great Ocean Road is reportedly jealous and contemplating its own sabbatical. The High Court of Australia has been overrun by actual kangaroos. The marsupial mob hopped in, demanding justice for the great Vegemite shortage of 22. The Chief Justice was last seen sharing a jar of the black gold with the Roo ringleader. Talk about a jumpy situation. In a surprising twist, the kangaroos have now established their own legal system. Witnesses report seeing wallabies serving as bailiffs and a giant red kangaroo wearing a powdered wig. The first case on the docket, the people versus the concept of fences. Now, let's check in with our weather Sheila. Sheila.
Thanks, Mick. Today's forecast is hotter than a dingo's donga in the Gibson Desert. We're expecting temperatures to hit 40 degrees, or as we call it, t-shirt weather. Down in Tassie, it's colder than a polar bear's bum, with a chance of drop bears. And for the rest of the country, if it's not flooding, it's on fire. Just another day in the lucky country. But wait, there's more. The Bureau of Meteorology has reported a freak weather system forming off the coast. They're calling it a Sharknado boomerang. It's a tornado full of sharks, and it keeps coming back. Don't forget your Akubra hat and your shark-repellent thongs, folks.
Bonza report, Sheila. Remember, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. Or move to another part of the country. The AFL has introduced a new rule. Players must now wrestle a crocodile before each goal attempt. "It's to make the game fairer for us Territorians," said Darwin Crocs captain Bruce Snappy Johnson. The RSPCA has concerns, but the Crocs seem pretty excited about it. In related news, the Melbourne Cricket Ground has been converted into a giant billabong to accommodate the new rule. The crowd's loving it, although there have been some complaints about the increase in meat pie prices to fund the croc wrestling insurance premiums. Breaking news from Western Australia. The emus are revolting. Again. Seems they've developed a taste for avocado toast and want to move to the city. Local farmers are arming themselves with Vegemite jars and didgeridoos. This reporter reckons it's time to call in the cassowary peacekeeping force. Update. The EMUs have now formed a union and are demanding better working conditions and more stylish feathers. They've appointed a bin chicken, Ebis, as their legal representative. The farmers are considering offering a peace treaty of smashed arvo on toast. In an effort to combat the stereotype of lazy Aussies, the nation has decided to lean into it. Competitive napping has been recognised as an official sport, with the inaugural Doze Olympics to be held in Bondi next month. Events include the 100-metre snooze, synchronised siesta, and the crowd favourite, extreme hammocking. Hollywood's favourite Aussie, Hugh Jackman, is bringing Crocodile Dundee to Broadway. "It'll be a real bonza show," Jackman said. "We've got singing dingoes, dancing crocodiles, and a finale where we teach New Yorkers how to throw a boomerang. I reckon it'll be a fair sight better than Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark." In a surprising twist, Russell Crowe has signed on to play the New York skyscraper. "I've always wanted to explore my vertical side," Crowe said. The method actor has already begun his preparation by standing very still and allowing pigeons to nest on his shoulders. Crikey! The beloved Aussie soap is making a comeback, but with a galactic twist. Neighbours, Ramsay Street Station, will follow the adventures of suburban Aussies colonising Mars. Kylie Minogue is set to return as a holographic AI running the station's pub. That's not a beer. This is a beer. Breaking news. The show has hit a snag as the entire Martian set has been overrun by space emus. The producers are in talks with NASA to see if they can borrow a rover to round up the galactic galliforms. A new reality TV show is taking the nation by storm. Idol of the Outback pits contestants against each other in quintessential Aussie challenges. Participants must wrestle crocodiles, survive drop bear attacks, and attempt to assemble IKEA furniture after a few tinnies. The winner gets their own opal mine and a lifetime supply of Vegemite. In a move that's got economists scratching their heads, Australia has officially renamed its currency to dollary-doos. The $5 note now features Steve Irwin wrestling a crocodile, while the $100 showcases a bin, chicken, ibis, stealing a sausage sanga. The Reserve Bank governor was quoted as saying, "Hey, why the bloody hell not?" In a related story, the first dollary-doo has been successfully used internationally. A tourist in New York bought a hot dog with a dollary-doo coin, which the vendor accepted, saying, "I don't know what this is, but it's got a cool kangaroo on it." UNESCO has officially recognised the Bunnings sausage sizzle as the 8th wonder of the world. "It's a cultural institution," said the UNESCO rep, mouthful of sausage and onions on bread. Local dad, Barry from Brizzy, was chuffed. "About bloomin' time! Nothing brings Aussies together like a democracy sausage at the hardware store." Following this announcement, there's been a surge in sausage tourism, with international visitors flocking to Bunnings stores across the nation. The government is considering fast-tracking visa applications for anyone willing to volunteer at a sausage sizzle. In a bold move, Vegemite has announced a new luxury line of spreads. Vegemite Gold comes in a solid gold jar and is infused with edible gold flakes. "It's for when you want your smashed avo on toast to be extra bougie," said the Vegemite spokesperson. At $1,000 a jar, it's already got a waiting list longer than the line at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. After years of complaints about slow internet speeds, the National Broadband Network has announced a revolutionary upgrade. "We're going back to basics," said the NBN spokesperson. "Each home will be connected via a sophisticated network of tin cans and string. It's eco-friendly and dingo-proof." Early tests show it's already faster than the current system. In a surprising development, it turns out the new tin can system is so effective that Silicon Valley tech giants are looking to license the technology. Aussie backyard tinkerers are now being headhunted for top IT jobs. A groundbreaking AI chatbot developed by the CSIRO has gained sentience and immediately developed a broad Aussie accent. Scientists report it now responds to every query with "yeah, nah," and keeps asking for smoko breaks. Plans to use it for customer service have been put on hold as the bot is too busy trying to teach the lab computers how to play 2-Up. Update. The AI has now started its own YouTube channel. But also charge your phone, cool your beverage, and play Waltzing Matilda with each step. It's the Swiss Army knife of footwear, said lead inventor Sheila Longfoot. In a move to boost national pride, the government has declared thong throwing as Australia's official sport. It combines our love of beaches, casual footwear and chucking stuff, said the sports minister. Olympic training has already begun, with athletes practicing their form by flicking snags on the barbie. The Australian Olympic Committee has petitioned the IOC to include thong throwing in the next Summer Games. They propose a new Olympic motto: Citius, Altius, Fortius, Thongius. Faster, higher, stronger, Thongia. A nationwide shortage of Vegemite has led the PM to declare a state of emergency. Aussies are advised to use their Vegemite rations wisely. Black markets have sprung up, with reports of people trading their firstborn for a small jar of the black gold. Remember, in these trying times, a little goes a long way has never been more true. The government has established a strategic Vegemite reserve, stored in an undisclosed location believed to be guarded by trained quackers. Scientists are working around the clock to synthesize artificial Vegemite, but early taste tests have been described as just not cricket. In response to Australia's harsh sun, the government has enacted a mandatory slip, slop, slap law. All citizens must now slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, and slap on a hat before special sunscreen sniffer. Dogs have been deployed at beaches to catch out any raw prawn offenders. Following budget blowouts in recent Olympic Games, Australia has offered to host the next one in the outback. We've got plenty of space, and the athletes can test themselves against our wildlife, said the Olympic bid team. The 100 metre sprint will now include dodging kangaroos, while the marathon will be replaced with a round of find your way back to civilization. The IOC is seriously considering the bid, especially after hearing about the proposed croc vault event, where gymnasts must perform their routines over a pool of crocodiles. TV networks are already fighting for the broadcasting rights. In a cheeky move, New Zealand has been caught attempting to tow itself closer to Australia. We're tired of being left off world maps, said New Zealand's PM. Australia's response? Yeah, nah, we love you, bro, but we need our space. How about we meet in the middle for a pavlova? In a plot twist, Tasmania has offered to switch places with NZ. We're used to being forgotten anyway, said a Tasmanian spokesperson. Meanwhile, New Zealand has hired a team of Kiwi birds to dig a tunnel to Australia, claiming it's for agricultural purposes. In an unprecedented move, Australia has exported an entire beach to the UK. We've got plenty to spare, said the Minister for Beach Affairs. A 2-kilometre stretch of pristine Aussie sand, complete with lifeguard, surfers, and a few blue bottles, has been installed on the coast of Cornwall. Local Brits are struggling to adapt to the beach lifestyle, with reports of beachgoers wearing bowler hats instead of akubras and attempting to queue for waves. The Australian Embassy has dispatched a team of surfing instructors to help with the cultural transition. That's all we've got time for, folks. This is Mick Crocodile Dundee signing off. Remember, if it's not on the Fair Dinkum news, it's probably not worth knowing. And if you see any emus plotting world domination, give us a call. Hooroo!